After this last week's episode, the big premiere, we saw that Cami made a very life-altering decision. In fact, she made two of them.
Yes.
One was she gave up the hunky guy. What was she thinking?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I appreciate it because that means I don't have to do, topless scenes, and so I can eat whatever I want. But I'm going to miss seeing Charles without a shirt on.
Well, why did she become involved with him at this point? Why would she go to Marcel and decide, let's have this romantic relationship for a while?
I think it was she needed some comfort. I mean, it's everything about her life is so stressful. I mean, beyond stressful. She has no one left to support her. Her brother's gone, her uncle's gone. She's being followed by Francesca's werewolf thugs, and she just needed to take a load off. So that's how she did it.
It struck me as that might have been a bit of her rebellious phase, hey, I can do whatever I want no matter what you guys are trying to do. I think
Cami does have a rebellious streak, and so you see that in her sleeping with Marcel, and you'll see that coming up in other episodes. She's a rebel, actually.
Yeah. Do you think she'll regret having given up that relationship?
I think she has a lot on her plate, so giving up the relationship with Marcel, I think she knows it's probably the smart thing to do, and also in the next episode you see her in the episodes to follow, she doesn't really have time to regret it. There's a lot going on in Cami's life right now, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the other big decision she made, of course, was to kind of distance herself from anything supernatural. She just wanted to be a normal person for a while.
Yes.
Which we doubt she'll be able to accomplish.
Yes.
But what was kind of that thinking?
I think she really wanted to do that. I mean, it makes sense, too. I mean, you're watching everything that happened last season. Why would she not want to just go be a normal girl, and distance herself from this crazy life? And obviously it doesn't work.
Particularly since everybody seems to want to involve her back in their life.
Yes, people want her to be in their life, and she can't resist certain vampires.
Oh. Well, we also got to see that Esther and Finn seem to have a big plan in mind for her.
Yes.
Now, they've only teased that, so we don't know a lot about it. Have they told you about it?
Well, we filmed those episodes, so I know what's going on with Esther and Finn, and it's very fun. It's really exciting. Obviously, Finn becomes Cami's mentor, and he gets creepy. I'm not gonna lie. It gets a little creepy, in the best way.
Does her alarm bell start going off pretty quickly, or is she kind of just fall into this routine of normalcy for a bit?
Like I said, there's a lot of other stuff on her plate when you see her again in a few episodes, and so starting episode 4, I think her personal life and Finn get put on the back burner because she has a run-in with Michael, which kind of takes over her life for a little while.
Is that a good run-in or a bad run-in?
I don't know if anyone has ever had a good run-in with Michael. It's never it's good to see you. I wish you were around more often.
Hey, well, he might be charming at first, I mean.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking older man. But he's pretty terrifying.
Yeah. Well, she's obviously close friends with Davina, and Michael's supposed to be under Davina's kind of, control at the moment.
Yes.
Is that the context that she kind of runs into him, or is he on the loose?
I don't know if I can answer any of those questions. But really good questions. They will be answered.
Okay, so look out for Michael.
Yes, he's coming. He's a-coming.
Okay. How soon does she cross paths with Esther?
Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that either.
All right, so out of this normal life that Cami's kind of craving, what does she think she can get out of it after having been around the supernatural world, which is kind of addictive? What is she seeking?
I think she is seeking a sense of security, of safety, and really where she was before this was just a normal girl with a normal family, and it's all been ripped away from her so quickly. And I think she is still adjusting to that and misses her old life. But unfortunately, I think her old life is no more. I mean, she's discovered too much. She's lost too much. She'll never be the same girl again. And I think that's the new Cami 2.0 we're exploring this season.
Well, obviously, she's again lost 2 principal family members in a very close amount of time. What is she clinging to that kind of gives her that strength to move on at this point instead of just be a wreck?
I think Cami has more strength than the average person, and so that's what's carrying her through all of this struggle. And she's a fighter. You know, there's a fire in her, and she's not going to go down without a fight. And that's what's kept her alive. And the fact that the writers like me, so they're gonna keep her alive. Hopefully, I don't know. I brought them donuts yesterday just to make sure Cami stays alive.
The donuts are working then.
Yeah. I'm trying to bribe them. Cami has no superpowers, but I brought you donuts.
Well, being one of the few humans on a supernatural show, they might keep you around.
I hope so. Yeah, sometimes I really wish Cami had more power, because she gets feisty too, so she'll take on these all-powerful creatures, and it's like, Cami, don't do that. You have 0 power.
Her fearlessness is pretty attractive, though. That's pretty amazing given her vulnerability.
Yeah, I think she doesn't realize, exploring like some of the, like, if you come in contact with a Ted Bundy, let's say, I mean, would you stand up to him, or would you just, just let fate take your life? I mean, I think Cami would be one of those girls who would be like, no, Ted Bundy, I'm going to take you on and I might win.
I don't think she'd be scared of Ted Bundy.
I don't know. I don't think so either. I mean, it just seems, you can see there's like certain qualities to certain characters. I mean, this is extreme evil, but also charming. Like, she doesn't back down from that.
Well, speaking of charming and evil, what about Klaus? What is their relationship at the moment?
It's complicated.
Yeah. He's
complicated, and she actually is very complicated. And so they can relate to each other on a level. They also don't relate to each other at all on another level. And I think they have learned to respect one another. But at the same time, as of now, he's saying, I don't want you to be in my life anymore, and I think that's really hard on her, and obviously you see her coming back to him and saying, I need you, and he's kind of left her in the dark here, and so it's all very complicated.
What always struck me in the first season, that underneath it all, they were still kind of friends, which was interesting, the human and the vampire.
Yes, they're friends. They are friends. They respect each other. I guess that's the basis of their friendship, is mutual respect. And she sees good in him, and she believes in him. And I think she's one of the few people that have that for him in his life. And so he appreciates her. And she kind of, she doesn't deal with his BS either. She expects more from him than I think other people. So he has to step up and be on his best behavior.
Is that perhaps the basis for some of her relationships? She sees the humanity in each one of these people who are not completely human anymore?
Yeah, she sees the even if it's a small little bit of humanity in these 1,000-year-old vampires. She sees it, and she brings it out of them, which is her superpower.
That's her gift. She can bring it out.
That is her gift. And anyone can have it if you study human psychology.
Well, just to throw it out there, if she were ever given the option, would she want to be part of one of like the witches, or one of the vampires, or one of the werewolves?
Whenever I'm asked this question, I say I want to be in the witch community because they have the best outfits. But then Phoebe gets some great outfits too. But then, you have to turn on a full moon. You don't have it. There's a lack of control for both vampires and werewolves, and the witches seem very in control. They control their powers.
So that'd be more natural for Cami then.
Yeah, I think being a witch would be really fun. But as of now, whatever the writers have in store for me, I'm happy with.
Okay. Just because Cami's gone through so much,
yes.
If you could sit down with her and tell her anything, like a little bit of advice, what would you want to share?
I would tell her that she probably needs to go to therapy herself. And she has a problem with men that she needs to work out. Don't know where it's coming from. And that she should stay away from vampires.
As much as possible.
As much as possible. I don't think she'd listen to me, though.
Okay. And just to kind of wrap up, what can you tease about what this big, whatever that they might be stewing up for your character would be?
Cami is going to, her strength is going to be tested this season, and she is going to find herself in the most terrifying situations you've seen her in yet, and you really see the stuff she's made of, and it's very exciting.
When you say this is like the most scary stuff she's been encountered with, seriously, she went through hell and back last season.
She went through hell and back last season, and now she's gone to hell again, and then like found another dimension of hell and like went there, and now she's like missing just regular hell. She's like, that was easy compared to where I am now.
So yeah, they're gonna put you through the ringer a bit then.
I get put through the ringer for sure. Yep. There were a few days where at the end of the day I took a long hot bath and just soaked in the tub, like, oh, that was a long day.
Okay, so that's a lot to look forward to then.
Yes, there's a lot to look forward to, and for all the characters. But yeah, I'm very excited for everyone to see Cami grow